I'm Nicole Hertvik, editor and publisher of DC Theater Arts, and I'm here with an exciting announcement. DC Theater Arts is now officially a nonprofit. I love DC Theater. I love it so much that after running DC Theater Arts as a volunteer organization for several years, I want to turn it into the professional and sustainable publication that the DC theater community needs and deserves. A publication that will cover all the theater produced in the region, advocate for artists, and train a new generation of arts writers, all to ensure that the community knows that DC is one of the most vibrant and ambitious theater communities in the nation. But to turn DC Theater Arts into a sustainable professional publication, I need your help. Over the past decade, DC Theater Arts has covered nearly every show produced in the region, from the smallest independent project to the biggest blockbuster. Our work has advanced the careers of countless young theater artists, spread the word about the depth and diversity of the local scene, and increasingly held theater leaders accountable as artists expect and demand better treatment. And we want to stick around a lot longer, but not in the way we began. As you know, America's media landscape has changed drastically over the past few decades. Newspapers have shrunk or even disappeared. Publications in our region that used to provide deep and thorough coverage of the local art scene are now able to cover only a fraction of what they used to. And all of this at the greatest time of upheaval in the history of American theater. So, what is a news publication to do? Well, where there's crisis, there's also opportunity. Worldwide, people are coming up with innovative new ways to share news. DC Theater Arts' work is particularly well aligned with the nonprofit news model, in which news that contributes to the greater good of a community is funded by that community. So in the coming months, we will be reaching out to funders, donors, and grant makers to create a coalition that will enable us to turn DC Theater Arts into a professional publication. But our first step is to reach out to you, our longtime friends and supporters. I'm proud of what DC Theater Arts has accomplished over the past few years, but I also recognize that these are not just our accomplishments, they're also yours. We only exist to lift up the theater community that we serve, and now we're asking for your support in return. Our content will always remain free to our readers, but we would be grateful for your financial support. And I'm very excited to announce that we have an anonymous donor for this, our first ever crowdfunding drive, who will match up to $5,000 of every tax-deductible dollar that you donate this week. DC Theater Arts has done a lot as a volunteer organization. Just imagine what we could do as a fully funded media outlet. Thank you in advance for your support, and thank you for being a friend of DC Theater Arts.